You love him. You ain't seen nothing yet.
I think that this movie, and first of all, we have very good news. The movie is coming out in September. Worst case scenario, it's going to have 2 screens, New York and LA, but there's an 80% chance that we're going to get a presentation deal, meaning that Quentin Tarantino and Robert Rodriguez present it. If that happens, we blow up to 200 screens. We'll benefit from an enormous amount of publicity, well deserved for everybody in the cast. Adding on to what Jimmy said about working with people that you meet and you know and respect. All things being equal, and as a director, I can tell you this: if it's on to 2 people, and I know one of them, and I don't know the other, and they're both equally good, you're going to work with a person that you're comfortable with, that you know. And in this case, it was a labor of love. There was no pettiness on the set. We all came fully developed in our characters. To this day, we still hang out what we call the Sushi family. We attend each other's birthdays, marriages, divorces, whatever, barbecues, mental breakdowns, whatever it takes to support each other. And that's a rare occasion in film.
And that happened kind of naturally. By the time we were finished filming, we were not finished hanging out. That was not it.
Well, we got 3 of us here today. Noah unfortunately couldn't make the panel today. He's feeling a little underway, so when you see him tomorrow, please wish him well. But he's here with spare. And Michael Biehn is also in the movie in a cameo.
Yeah, he's a little shy about it, but go tell him you heard he's in Sushi Girl. he's awesome in it.
And our director is Kern Saxon. This is his first film. The company that put it together is a group called Cinema Line, which is Destin Pfaff, who you may know from Little Matchmaker. He got a spike here. He and Kern co-wrote it. Sermon, Neil Fisher. Those are the 4 primary producers.
We're also involved, I don't know if I can say this, it's too early. Tony's about to do his directorial debut, in fact, this year, everybody. And the Sushi Girl guys and assembly team will be producing.
Yeah, and that's a dream come true for me. The movie is called Catalytic. Matter of fact, both of these gentlemen who are booked in with me will be appearing in the film. And it's great. Make Nick look like a strong man. The movie takes place.
It's gonna take some work.
I saw what that little security guard almost did to you outside.
Who feels secure with that guy walking around? Not me.
Open the door, please.
It's like it's 2 o'clock, man. It's time to go get your meds.
But Catalytic takes place in a sideshow environment, a traveling carnival. It's a movie. It's a doomsday movie about the end of the world. And so what I got from store for Jimmy has never been seen before in film. And part of his addition to making the money is I have to also appear in it. As much as I hate acting, it's kind of difficult.
His character is extremely incredible.
But back to Sushi Girl. The Sushi Girl makes everything else possible. And I'm not a crystal ball kind of guy. I've been blessed. My first film out of the box is Platoon. Jimmy has done, big budget films. We all have. And every time you do a big budget film, it allows you the freedom to pick and choose among the independent world. And that's, any actor or assault will tell you that's where the true characters come from. So Sushi Girl, I have an immense feeling about it. I know people love it. Also, Magnolia Pictures is picking us up for domestic distribution. And Kevin Smith's Canadian company is going to Canada. So we have that. It will be in your DVD players and Blu-ray players by the end of the year.
Yeah, and we are, I know we keep saying, but we are excited because this movie is extremely visceral.
Our soundtrack,
the soundtrack's incredible. The performances all the way across the board. All these actors, you're going to see performances you've never seen from
Mark
these actors.
Hamill, for example, plays. We're a crew, right? We're a diamond crew. Everybody has a specific function within the crew. Mark is my right-hand man, my torture expert. And is Luke Walker turned on its head.
Yeah, he killed Luke Skywalker essentially. So we've been waiting to see him do something. This is it.
Now he's starting to call the crow.
Oh, God.
And slightly he's kind of effeminate. And that's where he's dangerous because you may think that he's homosexual, but don't cross him because he will take a pair of pliers and do things to parts of your body. It's a total extraction.
He will pull out those bag of tools and he will have his way.
Until Shane all the time.
It's a very sexy movie also. The Sushi Girl is a newcomer named Courtney Palin, and there's 2 moments in the film that stood out for me. There's one moment film when she drops a robe. No, I don't mean this in a sexist way, but I do.
She's hot.
She drops a robe, she gets on the table. I never noticed that while we were shooting because I wasn't looking at it. But then there's a moment at the end where she also flexes. There's a part with total dedication, not in a cheesy way, in a total transformative way.
I absolutely agree, and it was really amazing. You know, again, it's like I'm watching all these actors I love and growing up with Tiffany's performance that is just blowing me away, and then Courtney as well. It'd be giving away to tell you too much. There's one shot towards the end of the film with Courtney and Tony that is, you've never seen this in a movie. Let me tell you something. I mean, you probably, not in the poster, if you're over 18, you can own it.
If you're going to eat sushi, you might as well eat sushi.
Go all the way.
The one thing I don't think they brought up with the girl is that they're eating the sushi off her the whole movie. Now this chick, because one of the days that I was there, it sounds easy until you actually have to do it. Where these guys are just, you got legends, when you're laying there naked, trying to be silent and still for hours upon hours a day. It's not as easy as it looks, and I don't know. But
You
it's a cool
auditioned for
character.
that role, didn't you?
Yeah. They said it would cost too much to shave me. Too much hair. They couldn't fly in that special Brazilian to do
Oh,
it.
that's great.
That's awesome.
But you guys literally answered every fucking question I basically had in my head on yourself, and you even took your own movie. I was gonna bring it over, but you know, obviously they love the flick a lot. Before I take any questions from you guys, is there anything else you might want to
Diamonds
add?
Are Forever is one of the first songs that you hear in the movie, and when you hear it in the context of the film, and one of the closing songs is Isaac Hayes' "Walk On By." That bass, that drum drops in.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and then you have that ending visual shot is extremely emotional.
Everything from this movie. You know, we're not shamelessly selling this film. It's going to speak for itself. I know without a fact that this movie is going to change my career, and in a great way. I'm blessed to be where I am now. This is going to just go to a whole nother level.
Yeah, I mean, I think if there's anything, if there's one frustrating thing is that we're not showing you the movie today because we wish we were. God, we really want to bring this movie to you guys. We really
If we
want
were
to show you
doing that
these things.
screening.
You know, I know Tony and myself, you know, we're in a big group of working actors, and a lot of us work quite a bit. But I tell you, the only movie we're really looking forward to is Sushi Girl. I mean, more than anything. And that's not to knock the other films, but like Tony said, what we created as friends, as professional cohorts, as actors in a film, it almost never comes along like this. Very rarely, if you're lucky, every 10 years.
And everybody had a different way of working, but it was all about the same thing, being truthful and creating the moment on the screen. For my character, you know, I'm the leader of the group, and I had to investigate exactly what a social path is, what that does. You know, a lot of clinical research. And so much to the point, I think in the first 5 days, I had to stay completely in character. And these guys, they didn't know how to do it.
No, it was amazing. At first he like texted me, "You better not be late night show." And the work and stuff. Like, what are you talking about? You check my eye. There you go. I did. Now you're giving me way over that. And then I realized after a second, oh shit, what's he doing, man? Fucking just trying to.
But speaking
I get it. I'll get it. And then Noah came over to me. The same thing. I'm like, man, that's Duke right now. It's not Tony. So if you talk to him as Tony, you're gonna be in trouble. You better respect him as Duke. You better talk to him as your character, because if not, you're gonna be in a lot of trouble.
One magic thing that happened very early on, Jimmy shot one of the very first scenes in the movie. It was a bathroom sequence where, like, this is not giving anything away, but his character's a coke addict, which I can't stand because he kills his professionals. But anyway, he's in the bathroom. 2 days later, I think, we shot a scene where his character comes to the meeting, and I didn't know what he had done in the bathroom. The very first thing I did was, you know, check his eyes and lean close and just say, you're not fucking with him, you know, something to that effect.
Which is not in the script.
It's not in the script, but it mirrored exactly what he had done.
2 days
in the
before,
bathroom.
I was shooting a solo scene in the bathroom by myself. It was not with any of the other actors. The first thing I do when I walk in, running away from them, I look at the urinal, I check my eyes. Again, you know, that wasn't scripted. And then what we realized is it was the same thing with Kern while he was directing. It was this sort of unspoken language where we really kind of understood each other. It was almost like ESP. Tony knew that I didn't. We had such a rapport from working and rehearsing together. By the time I got to the set, we were exactly on the same page subconsciously. And Kern in turn would say, we would do a take, and he would turn, and before he would say anything, we'd be able to look at him and and we would all nod, knowing what we needed to do to readjust on that next take and come back, finish it so we could move on. And that's a rarity too, because sometimes you can spend a lot of time just figuring out what the director means by one sentence.
And the more you work together, the less language you need.
But yeah, absolutely, that's from you know it from just a look.
It's shorthand.
Yeah.
And also, didn't you mention something about Comic-Con? Where it's going to be possibly screening there? Am I right if I say that?
There's not going to be screening there, but there's a new trailer that just got cut that unfortunately we can't show you because Magnolia owns it and they want to use it for the theatrical campaign. But I think we are going to Comic-Con as another
Oh, I actually
for.
Right.
Okay. Actually, I won't be at Comic-Con.
Oh, you working?
Yeah, I'm going to Korea in August, shooting a movie called Grinder that I tried to turn Nick on to. So it's a 3D film. It's
Yeah, go Toby Todd!
I don't know about it. North Korea going.
Yeah.
So I'm not in the middle of drones.
Well, if it goes the way their last missile launch went, you have nothing to worry about because they went nowhere.
Missing